So hi guys, today we're going to be changing a CV joint boot on the Volkswagen van. It's been making a bit of a clunking noise lately, so we need to get underneath and just have a look and see what's going on. So let's have a look here. We'll go underneath. I've got it all jacked up and ready, and there you can see straight away it's come off the join just here. In fact, if I poke that, let's do this here. You can see, as you can see very well there actually. Yeah, you see all this greasy part here. It should be a joint here. It looks like somebody's bodged it up with a cable tie and a Jubilee clip there, but I notice it's gone really quite hard, the rubber, so when you turn a corner it just pops it off because it's not got the flexibility in it. If we have a look at the other side over here, you can see it's got the same CV joint on, but you know, it's tight on there. You can see this clamp is on there properly, and here no doubt that one will fail at some time because that one's gone quite hard as well, but that's obviously okay at the moment. So back over to the other side, sorry about that. So yeah, I'll go and get some tools. We'll take off this Jubilee clip and this ropey stupid what do you call those, cable tie, and we'll have a look and see what we can do. Okay, back in a moment. So what I've bought, guys, is one of these universal joints, and what you're supposed to do is put these together and glue. You get this glue here and you glue down this edge as you go, 2 centimeters at a time. Hold it 45 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, until it's all nice and hard and tight. Cut it to size, and we're hoping, because that's got more flexibility in it, I'm hoping that'll do the job. And we've got some proper clamps here as well, some gloves. I ordered this off of I think it was off eBay, called a bale cast universal joint from the UK. So we've got that, so we're going to give it a go and see what happens. Anyway, it's in for an MOT this week, and we'll see if this passes it or not sure. Okay, we'll get the tools out, get the gloves on, and get the old one off. Okay guys, so we're just going to take the old one off. I've got some pliers here. What I'm going to do is, just for starters, take off this cable tie. There it is. I'll get rid of that piece of rubbish because that's not going to do it. We'll spin the wheel round, and then we just need a screwdriver. See if I can get that torch back on for you. There we go. A screwdriver just to undo this. If I can just get it on there. Okay, here we go. Doesn't look like that's been on there too long actually, because it's not all dirty. And so we'll just take that right undone. We'll get that right undone, then we should be able to pull that Jubilee clip off of there. And you know when the Jubilee clip's undone because it starts clicking? Okay, that should be undone. There we go. And then you just pull that one and she just comes off. There's the Jubilee clip. And then I think what we're going to have to do now, there's the old boot, and that is, like, you can hear it's gone really hard and horrible. I'm just going to go and get a Stanley knife, I think, and yeah, somebody's already cut that in certain places. That must be to make it go on there. I'm going to get the Stanley knife and just cut that off. Okay, so let's see if I can just cut this off. Because it's gone quite hard, it is quite hard to cut. Oh. Okay, let's try here. A little bit more. It's amazing how tough that rubber goes. There we go. Alright, so we've got our... Oh, that grease is gross. Anyway, so let's just pull that off. There it is. We got it. So there's the old gator, full of grease and dirt and grime, but you can see it's gone really brittle and horrible. So that's no good. But we need to use that to measure up against the other one. So we'll do that in a moment. And what we need to do is give this a bit of a clean, because we don't want any grease around it. So what I've got here, I just bought this degreaser, and what I'm going to do is spray this around, give that a wipe, because we really want this nice and clean, because we don't want this to interact with the glue we're going to put on. So we spin that round like that. We really want this nice and clean. Got to be clean. We'll get some more. Now, ideally we don't want the grease to go in here, because we want this bearing to be, you know, greased up. But we've got a new sachet of grease anyway, which is good. But I really don't want any grease on here, because if this is greasy, the glue just won't take. So we've got to be really careful of that. So I'll just give that a good spin. Get that a really good clean. Because if you just touch anything around here, anything greasy, and boom, your glue just won't take. So we've got to be really careful of that. Now I am going to give that a final wiping over it again with a clean cloth, just to make sure. And I'll go and get a clean cloth right now and I'll be back. Okay, another spray. Get the clean cloth on there. Wash all that off. Let that just blow away a little bit. Don't particularly want to breathe in those fumes. Give that a quick wipe again. Okay, and then you can just still see there's a bit of grease and stuff coming off of there. Give this one a bit of a wipe round, like that. I think probably we're okay at that. So we'll leave the degreaser there for now. We'll leave the tools there, we're going to need those. And we'll go to the desk, have a look, let that just dry off for a minute, and then we'll come back and attempt to put the new one on. It's probably going to be fun. Anyway, we'll work our way through it. So guys, there's the old one. You can see it in the daylight there. Really brittle, really gone brittle and hard, and it's no wonder that's just popped off. It's just, yeah, when you turn a corner and it stretches these out, it can't stretch them, so it's just, yeah, it's gonna fail. So what I'm going to do now is get this new one down to the van. Before I do that though, I'm going to put clean gloves on, so that I'm working with this one with no grease at all on my hands. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll take it down to the van and we'll start putting it on. So what you can see, guys, is this is the seam, and what you've got to do is put the glue on this seam here, and then as you go along, try and get this on here, you kind of line this up and you push it together. So I've got to do 2 centimeters, push that seam together, which is going to be really tricky under the van, of course, and then hold that. You can see I've got a good join there, and then hold that for 45 seconds for the first 2 centimeters, and then 20 seconds for every 2 centimeters after that. So we should end up with a nice clean glued seam like that. Now what I have done is, because the old one has got quite a thick diameter on the end here, that was on there. You can see that's smaller. So what I've done is I've cut that off just to reveal a bit of a bigger diameter there, so that goes over the shaft of the drive shaft there. So we're all good now. That's ready to glue on. I'm going to put my clean gloves on and we'll go and give it a go. It's good. It's good quality rubber, this. I don't know how long it will last, but I mean, it's got some flex in it. We'll see. I think the key thing is how long it will last, but it's certainly easier than taking the whole drive shaft off to replace the whole boot. Just depends on the durability of the glue, I guess, but we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, so here we are back under the van, and I'm just going to put my gloves on. Looks like that degrease has dried nicely. It's going to be interesting, this, because I'm trying to let you guys see. The camera's kind of in the way as well, so you might get knocked about a bit as I do this, but let's see what happens. I'm going to move you slightly over. There we go. Gloves on. Here's the piece. Let's put it on. Here's the glue which came with it in the pack. Adhesive, you can see that. And we'll get it up there and see if we can start gluing. We'll get it all glued up, and then eventually we'll put the grease in. So this is the real tricky bit, because what I want to try and do is keep this edge as and it would help if I put it the right way around. Big end to the wheel. Duh. Okay, it's because I'm working upside down. That's my excuse. There we go. So that's on. So you can see that. Let's get that torch back up that keeps falling down. See if I can get that. There you go. Maybe that's a bit better-ish. Let's tilt that away from the camera. Jeez. This is where ramps are nice, eh? But anyway, there you go. You can see that. There it is. So that goes up over there. That's your fat bit this end. Now, what we've got to do is, and this is the tricky bit, we've got to put some glue on there. We've got to put that together like that and hold it for, it says 45 seconds, which I believe is going to be quite a challenge. And this could go drastically wrong, but if I can get it like that and hold it, it should be okay. So, what I'll do with the glue, here it is. Crikey. And I'm not really that good at fiddly jobs, but anyway, we'll give it a go. I don't like fiddly jobs, you know. Just get on my nerves, to be honest. Anyway, let's give it a go. See what happens here. See if I can give it a... Get this glue down. Here it comes. The glue is coming down. Work the glue into the groove. Okay, like that. Okay. There we go. Glue's in the groove. Now it does say if you put too much glue in, it does take longer to seal. And this is the hard bit. So now I've got to, okay, so I've got to hold that for 45 seconds. Let's see what happens, eh? If this doesn't glue, guys, don't laugh. So while I'm like this, shall I tell you a little story? Okay, I'll tell you a story. So I bought this camper van off of the equivalent of Trade Me. The guy did tell me that it had the engine replaced. It was a 2.5 diesel and it's now a 1.9 diesel. However, what I didn't realise is that somebody's done a really crap job of it. And, oh, there's the cat. And, yeah, there's been loads of loose parts on it. In fact, it's a good job I gave it a really good check over, because if I'd driven it a long distance, power steering hose would have came off, the water reservoir would have dropped off, and I can just see, looking down there as well underneath, some of the old metal plating, exhaust wrap around is all loose by the looks of it, so I'm gonna have to go under there and do that. So okay, is that 45 seconds? I don't know. Should I let go yet? Should I give it a bit longer? Oh shit, I don't know. I think actually that's taken. Crikey. So there you go, you can see the first bit there, look. There's the glue. I don't know if I've got it absolutely 100% accurate. Yeah, that's not too bad. I'm happy with that. We'll just give that a few more minutes to sort of settle. Well, that's quite fast acting glue, but I guess the next bit's going to be possibly a little bit easier, because I might just go a bit further than 2 centimetres. Is that a bit daring? But let's give it a go. I think we'll be okay. Let's just get that like that. And then what I can do, can you see that, guys? Yeah, you can see that. So what we'll do is we'll go from here. Ooh, from here. And I guess the key is you've really got to make sure you get this glue in the little grooves. Because if you don't, it won't bloody stick. So let's get that one on there best we can. And hold that for, what did it say, 20 seconds, 45 seconds. Is that right? Is that right? I can't see because the bloody torch is in the wrong place. Okay, I think that's okay. I've got a spider on my leg. Yeah, so yeah, this fan's been good fan. I mean, the engine's good on it, but it's been interesting with all the loose parts and everything. The bumper was all loose, but we have had it apart, so we've taken all the bumpers off and sprayed them. Wheels have been sprayed. The body was okay, but we have sprayed the roof white. Okay.
Bit a bit.
Okay, I think that is taken. Yeah. That's taken. That's good. That's looking good. That glue's good stuff. Crikey. Yeah, that's good. So now we'll move on to the next part. Oh shit. No, we just need to hold that a few more minutes. I'm just going to move that torch down because I need to see a bit better. Okay, let's just hold that there. I don't know if blowing it actually helps, but no, it doesn't. I'm just doing it. Okay, we'll give that a little while. Whether that's going to be glued now or not, it says 20 seconds. That's definitely been 20 seconds. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's okay. Let's go along here. So the next part is here. Make sure we get plenty of glue on there. Okay, come along here. Sweet. And we'll go to there. Just make sure we've got plenty of glue on there. And then again, you can hear it gluing the old gloves together. There we go, that's a good fit there. Let that seal, give that 20 seconds. I guess it's like a super glue. It's interesting because it's like a black super glue. It's got a black something in it. So I'm guessing that just makes it a bit stronger. Give it a few minutes. Okay, that's taken. The interesting thing about this is, I suppose, if you don't make sure that you've really glued it well, you will have a little, possibly a little hole in it, like a little split. And you really don't want that because you don't want the grease getting out and you don't want any water getting in. This CV joint, you just got to keep it really... I shouldn't have touched that actually, that was stupid. Yeah, you really got to keep that CV joint as clean and as free from any dirt or dust as you possibly can. I'm just going to go for it now because we are at the end. There's plenty of glue on this bit because I don't want that bit coming undone at all. You can already feel that trying to glue almost instantly, which is good. That's a good sign. So I'm guessing it's like a special rubber that works really well with this glue, but they've been around a long while, these universal CV joints. I think they've been around for, gee, it must be a good 20 years, I'm guessing. I remember them being around when I was a mechanic back in the day, when cars were easy to work on. Let's work that glue in a little bit. See if I can get it. There we go. So you can hear the gloves sticking. I'll hold this one for a bit longer because I really want this one to be right. And what I'm going to do is, once I've glued this, I'm just going to leave it a bit longer. Because if I pull it, I want to pull it to get it over this join. I don't want that join to be weak at all, so I want the glue to have really bonded. So I'll give it, 5 minutes or so. And I think, okay, you can see, guys, I'm pulling that, and that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that now, like that, and let that go off. I'll turn the torch off for a minute. I'm going to turn the phone off for a minute, and we'll come back and then we'll fit it on the shaft.